All right, what we're looking for here, because you know we've answered your question, yes?
Yes.
So what we're looking for here is something within you that you feel on the brink of, that you feel that a brief conversation will put you right over the edge of it. In other words, something's ready to pop. It hasn't popped yet, but you feel that just a little bit of conversation will take you right over the top. All right, greedy one, come forward. Now, if anyone feels injustice in this, you missed the whole day.
Well, just, a little evidence. I totally just attracted this right here. I mean, dude, I was buzzing back there. I was like, I'm going for it. All right.
Everything is supposed to go this way for you.
All right, so I'm going to channel this somehow and try and get the most out of this because I think this is going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be like this. When there have been some amazing interviews, it's blown my mind. Like, I've read the books, I've listened to audio tapes, tons of them, but just the magic in here, like.
You know why? Because this is co-creating. This is being where you are and reaching into that which is new. This is the universe expanding right before your eyes. This is not regurgitating. This isn't remembering. This is creating.
So I got this story, and I think it ties into all this because there have been a lot of vocab keywords that I use, like being confused or trying to control and letting go and having like weird experiences when you've come to the end of the line and you give up. You're the kid that just could not learn to swim and you give up, and right at that moment you're swimming and you get it. And that happened to me several times. Like, I'll go out and I'll feel like I need to be this better person. I know there was conversation earlier about it. And I'm constantly trying to meet up to the expectation of other people. So when I go out, I'm constantly in opposition to myself. I'm trying to control myself. Like, there's a separate me, and then there's me, and I'm dragging around my body. And I have to control it to be this me. And there's so much effort. And I've gone to tons of events, tons of amazing things where it's like the most beautiful experience that I could ever have, and I'm so caught up in thoughts about just being in opposition to myself, trying to be what it would be like if I just let go and then I was there. So that happened to me. It was like this amazing performing band, and I always have good times with them, but now I'm attached to having a good time. So I go out, it's this music festival, and I go out, and I'm at the show, and it was so rough. It was like my psychic center was blocked. It was like just so rough and a horrible experience. It was like I was suffering, and this is supposed to be fun, and I was having a horrible time. So the show ended, and it was my favorite band. There were more bands, and I was just like, oh gosh, I failed, crap. That was it. I blew it, and I was visualizing for it and preparing for it, like I was going to battle. Whatever the heck I was battling, it was like I was a warrior gearing up, and the whole gearing up just blew it. And so the next morning I wake up and I'm just like, I don't even care anymore. And the most unreal experience happened. It was like everything just clicked. It made sense. I just gave up. I didn't care about it happening. And that was the feeling. It was blithe, bliss, careless. I wasn't in opposition to myself. I could move freely. I was more of myself than I could have ever imagined. Any negative idea that I had of myself, faded out. Those aspects of me weren't even real. It wasn't real. When I was working against it, they were there, and I was fighting against it.
And so add to those vocabulary words that you've been gathering up: trying too hard, overthinking it, micromanaging it.
Yeah, I'm caught up in my mind, in my thoughts.
So the theme of this art of allowing is releasing, and the letting go of the oars is relaxing and letting go. But in order to let go, there has to be a level of trust. Now, what you're describing here is, it's so inevitable that well-being come to you. We just want to say to you, you don't have to suffer so much before it comes. And that's what this Art of Allowing workshop is about. When life causes you to really, really want things that you're not ready to let yourself have, you can get strung out in the descriptive way that you've offered. Jerry had an experience that long before Esther met him, where something was happening in his life that he could not control, that was extremely important to him. And in receiving one more phone call that gave him more information that he was not going to be able to control it, and that he was not going to be able to get to where he wanted to be through the avenue that he thought he was, he did what you described. He gave up. He remembers vividly walking out onto the street in Spokane, Washington, and looking up into a sky with the snow falling on his face, and saying and meaning with every fiber of his being, I give up. But what we want you to understand is that he was not giving up who he had become, and he was not giving up his desires and dreams. He was giving up his need to control. He was giving up the impossible. He was giving up the control through action. He was giving up, and in giving all of that up, he let go of the oars, and the stream took him. And when the stream took him, the relief was so palpable that every part of his body began to shiver. You talked about that feeling of elation, that feeling of coming into alignment. It's almost what the feeling of death is, the feeling of letting go in one fell swoop of such a wad of resistance about something that matters so much that the energy of source moves through your entire body. It's the closest thing to a quantum leap that you will experience. And we are not advocates really of quantum leaps. We are advocates of turning and going with the flow, turning and going with the flow, turning and going with the flow. And the result is the same. It's just not as dramatic, you see. We love hearing your experiences. So does everyone else. Because words don't teach. It's life experience that teaches. And all day here, we offer words, 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 words. As many examples as we can find, but words, 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 words. And when you have the meaningful experience of making those words then meaningful in the context of something that you have lived, that's where true knowing comes from. And that's why you're bouncing off the wall back there. That's why you want me. You say, I want to come, because you want to now express your conscious awareness of the full knowing that has filled your being. And we want to say to you that the knowing did not come from these words, and it did not come from this workshop. The knowing came from the life that you've lived, and it came to you because the life that you've lived caused you to ask the question, and the question was ripe within you today to be answered. We had that conversation earlier, didn't we? We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. It is exhilarating to come together with those like you who are truly out here on the leading edge of thought. You are, you know. Don't make such a big hairy deal out of life. Just get out there and have more fun with it. When people come with their serious faces and their serious frowns and their problems, not mockingly, but knowingly and lightheartedly, laugh their woes away. Say to them, can't be a big deal, just can't be a big deal. I just know it's not a big deal. Do not engage in conversations about things that are going wrong, because it only puts you in that pocket where the things that are going wrong show up more frequently. Instead, laugh your way into the abundance that is meant for you. And don't try to take everyone else with you. Everyone else isn't ready to go. Just go on your merry way and leave your breadcrumbs of knowing. And those who are ready for that which you are, law of attraction will bring them to you. And the exchange will be delicious for all of you. Jerry was reading in this new book when Esther was describing an affirmation that was given to her long before she knew that any of this was going to be her path. And the affirmation given to her by Theo said, I, Esther Hicks, see and draw to me, through divine love, those beings who seek enlightenment through my process. And the sharing will elevate us both now. And Jerry said, well, that's an affirmation that just keeps on giving. In other words, that's who you are. You see. You are looking for that which you are wanting to see. And law of attraction will bring to you that which satisfies that eternally evolving thing. So, we are aware of what's in your vibrational escrow, and we are aware of where you are in relationship to it. And we say to you, without exception, there is nothing that you want that is not easily achievable. So just have fun in the process of it, and be easy about it. And spend no time worrying about how long it will take, and all of your time anticipating how much fun it is in the process. And watch the manifestation of things that you've been looking for that are literally piled up right outside your door. Things that are ripe and ready for the plucking, that are on the brink of manifestation. And you can feel the brink of manifestation by the exhilaration that you are feeling in the moment. And that is where it's at. It's feeling your way to the abundance that is divinely inspired for you, by you. There is so much love here for you. You expanding, universal, creative beings. And for now, we remain eternally in. Our entire objective here as we play together today is to get you to let go of your grip on those oars. And it may take some convincing because you've had pretty good grip on them. Some of you super glued them to your hands. In other words, some of you are so sure that it is necessary to paddle hard that it's not easy to convince you to let go. And sometimes a subject will come up 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 times before you actually let go. But in the moment that you let go of what you're pushing against, you will feel relief. And so there are two things that we would like you to leave here remembering. One is nothing that you want is upstream. Everything that you want is downstream. And the other is in the letting go of the struggle is your power. And one word in terms of emotion we would like you to remember. There is only one emotion that you need to reach for. Relief. Because when you are having fear, you can't reach for the emotion of elation or appreciation. The vibrational gap is too wide. You can't find it. When you are in rage, you can't find love. When you're in the middle of a doubtful frenzy, you can't find belief. When something that's happened that has your attention, that has you so angry that you can hardly stand it, you can't find love. Those vibrational frequencies are too far apart. But you can find from anger a little less anger. You can find from powerlessness that is like fear and depression, you can find anger or rage. And if you are reaching for that one feeling that you can always find, which is relief, then again and again, you're pointing downstream. Again and again, you're pointing downstream. And when you release your habit of, in a knee-jerk fashion, automatically paddling upstream, when you release that habit, the current begins to have its way with you. And as the current begins to have its well-being way with you, you find yourself on this magnificent float trip, floating right into the circumstances and events that have been queued up for you all along. And you begin to receive a steady stream of manifestations that give you the proof or evidence that you are now on your path. Good. What do you want to talk about? No one has anything.